A good Erev Shabbos, Parshas Lech. The Rambam in his Pirush HaMishnayos in Perek Hey, Mishnah Gimel, counts Lech Lecha Me'artzecha, the first command of our Parsha this week, to be the first of Avram's 10 Nisyanis, 10 tests. What's interesting is that the Pirkei Rabbi Eliezer in Perek Chavav says that Lech Lecha was not the first test of Avram Avinu. Rather, it was when Avram was younger, the wicked king Nimrod threw him into the fiery furnace at Or Kasdim. So he counts that as the first of the Nisyanis, and Lech Lecha, he says Lech Lecha is only a test that happened later on in Avram's life. Asks Reb Nosson Tzvi Finkel, Zecher Tzadik Levracha, the Mir Shiva, why is the Rambam arguing the Pirkei Rabbi Eliezer? Why isn't he including this Nisayon, this test of being thrown into the furnace at Or Kasdim? Why doesn't that count? That's test number one. Says Reb Nosson Tzvi Finkel, because a Nisayon, where you have to choose between life and death, such as what happened in Or Kasdim, does not influence and speak as much to a person's building of their character as much as the need to tweak and change a little bit of a person's life. Meaning, there are moments when we need to make these huge decisions, life or death decisions, on the moment. And sometimes we can make that split decision. But then there are the Nisyanis Ketanim, the small tests, the small stuff, that need a real emuna, tamima, complete emuna, where when Hashem says it, I do it. There's no cheshbainis, no calculations. I don't need to go back and forth and handle arai. Hashem says it, I do it. Because I'm developed in that way. I have an emuna pshuta. I have a basic, simple emuna. And it's these types of tests that we need to pass that really are the proper measuring sticks for how much Yiras Shamayim, how much fear of Hashem somebody has. Rabbi Nosson Tzvi goes on to explain, he says, even the Akedah, where there was a choice between life and death, the last of the 10 tests. He says, if you look at Rashi seems to imply that the test of Avram was not to make that big decision. The test was, says Rashi, in Parachav Beis Pasuk Vav, Avram shayedea, Avram who knew shahaylech lishchayres b'nai, he was going to shech the son, hayahaylech beratzon v'simcha. He went with ratzon and simcha. That was the Nisayon. That was the test, not to do the action, but to do the way that this action is just working very well within my life, within everything else that Hashem has to tell me. And therefore, Zakir Nosson Tzvi, this is why the Rambam, is it a Nisayon, life or death? Absolutely. Or Kasdim was a Nisayon. But the Nisyonos, the challenges, all 10 challenges that Hashem was putting Avram up against, were challenges that were going to show both Avram and HaKadosh Baruch Hu the development of how he goes through the small things in his daily life. Have a wonderful, wonderful Shabbos.